If you're a homeowner, you may wonder, like many other homeowners who are planning to sell in 2022, if it would be a wise thing to sell now rather than wait until the spring market, since historically about 40% of the home sales occur between April and July of any year. However, this year is expected to be much different than the norm. Here I give you 5 reasons why it is better to get done now rather than wait until spring. Okay? Hey, a quick detour. Ravi with the Rams Group at eXp Realty here. If this is the first time we're meeting, I welcome you to my channel, wherein I strive to provide meaningful, relevant, and educational content to keep home sellers and buyers in the real estate know. Now back to the 5 reasons about why it's good to think about selling your home right now instead of waiting till spring. Okay? Reason number 1. Buyers are looking right now and they are ready to purchase. As you know, it is a tight inventory situation for homes across the US, and buyers are waiting in droves to jump on any homes that come on the market. Also, gathered from Showing Time reports, which by the way is a scheduling app used by the multiple listing service, which curates data from more than 6 million property showings across the country, and this happens each month. Okay? With that as the gauge, that's how many buyers are looking out for homes at the current time. Now, the latest index, which covers the November showings, reveals that buyers are still super active on the market. Of course, December's data is yet to come out, which was crazier than November's as far as I can tell. Now, comparing this November's numbers to the previous years, here's a graph that shows that the index is higher than last year and much higher than the 3 years prior, due to the pandemic. Now clearly, there's an influx of buyers searching for your home potentially. As we know, this time of the year, only those buyers who are serious about buying a home will be on the market. So you know, you and your loved ones would not be absolutely inconvenienced by casual searches for sure. And this was another interesting statistic from the Freddie Mac, saying the buyers who are willing to house hunt in a winter market when there are fewer options are typically more serious. Plus, the year-end bonuses and overtime payouts that come to people give them more purchasing power. And that theory is proving to be true right now based on the number of buyers who've written contracts on homes across the US as well. Now, the National Association of Realtors publishes a monthly pending home sales index which measures housing contract activity. It's based on the signed real estate contracts for existing single-family homes, condos, as well as townhomes. And it shows that the housing demand continues to be high, and homes placed on the market for sale go from listed status to under contract in approximately 18 days. Now that's a nationwide statistic, if you will, which was 18 days, right? In areas around Seattle, especially in King County, it was just 13 days for all of 2021, as you can see. Comparing the pending sales index to the previous November's, which is slightly below November 2020, when sales were pushed to later part of that year because of the pandemic. Now it's well above the previous 3 Novembers, as you can see. Now the key takeaway for you is that there are buyers out there in the market who are ready, willing, and able to buy. Reason number 2, other sellers planning to list earlier this year instead of waiting until spring. Now, the law of supply and demand tells us that you want the best price and be able to negotiate the best terms for your home, correct? Put your house on the market when there is strong demand and less competition to work in your favor. Now, a recent study by Realtor.com reveals that unlike the previous years, sellers are planning to list their homes this winter instead of waiting until spring or summer. Now, their study shows that 65% of the sellers who plan to sell in 2022 have either already listed their home or are planning to put it on the market this winter. Again, if you're looking for the best price and the ability to best negotiate the other terms of the sale of your home, listing before the competition even hits the market makes absolute sense, correct? Reason number 3, new construction homes will be your competition this spring. And now why do I say that? In 2020, there were over 979,000 new single-family units authorized by the building permits. Now let that sink in for a second. Again, this is a national number. Many of those homes have yet to be built due to labor shortages as well as supply chain bottlenecks brought on by the pandemic, right? As we know. Now, they will, however, be completed in 2022, and this will create additional competition for your home when it goes on the market. Now, beating those newly constructed homes to the market is something you should consider to ensure that your house gets as much attention as well as interest from potential buyers. Now, reason number 4, there will be never a better time if you're thinking about moving up. If you're moving into a larger, more expensive home, consider doing it now. Prices nationwide are projected to appreciate by approximately 5% over the next 12 months. That does not seem to be a lot. Now, areas in Seattle specifically saw a 17.8 to 20% increase in the various pockets, and this was year-over-year price appreciation last year, in all of 2021 that is. And the buyer's competition has only gotten fiercer, and that means it will cost you more, both in terms of down payment as well as monthly mortgage payments if you waited. Now, you can lock in your 30-year housing expense with a mortgage rate that is in the low 3s right now. If you're thinking about selling in 2022, you may want to do it now instead of waiting as the mortgage rate slowly perk back up. And the Fed is also working on bringing the interest rate hikes much sooner than they originally anticipated, right? And if you're planning to sell your current home and buy another, this particular attribute makes total sense. Reason number 5, it may be time for you to make that move anyway. Consider why you're thinking about selling in the first place, right? And determine whether it's worth waiting. Is waiting more important than being closer to your loved ones? Is waiting more important than your health? Is waiting more important than having the space that you truly need? All these are things to be considered. Only you know the answers to those questions. Bullet number 5 is just beyond the numbers. It is more decision-based. However, I suggest you taking the time to think about your goals and priorities as we get further into 2022 and consider what's most important and act on it now. Sound good? Now, hey, here's another detour. If you found this information helpful, you hitting that subscribe button and smashing that bell icon and liking this video will not only help the algorithm, but it will help others too derive value, and I totally appreciate you. Now, the bottom line, after looking at the 5 reasons, is this. If you have been debating whether or not to sell your house and are curious about the market conditions in your area, feel free to connect or direct message me. Now, I've provided my contact information below, and I'm happy to share insights and analytics to keep you informed. Okay? Now you know.